I told you before.
Mayor Ford, what if the deputy mayor asks you to resign? Will you?
Well, apparently, he's not backing down. Toronto's mayor, Rob Ford, repeats he's not going to resign, and that's what he told reporters at City Hall yesterday. But what will he say today? Deputy Mayor Norm Kelly says Ford does plan to make a statement on his radio talk show later today, but didn't elaborate on what exactly he would say. The CBC's Shannon Martin is following all the twists in this developing story, and she brings us the latest from Toronto.
Making a statement, that's really the only hint we've gotten so far. You just rolled that video. We saw Ford yesterday. He pretty much dodged reporters except for that short clip we just saw, smiling ear to ear, saying, hey, there's no reason for me to resign. So what will he say today? The radio station's manager did say that Ford will address some of the news that's come out this week, the obvious bombshell, the extensive police investigation, Toronto's police chief saying, look, we do have that video that appears to show the mayor smoking crack cocaine. The police chief also saying he was disappointed as a citizen of Toronto, and we know Ford has denied that that video has ever existed. Another report out this week broken by Toronto City Hall reporter Jamie Strachan just on Friday, talking about Ford seen partying heavily in his office. So this time now on city property, security guards saying he was heavily intoxicated, he was cursing, and he was walking around with a half-empty bottle of brandy. You mentioned the deputy mayor had a meeting with Ford yesterday, so we know Ford's inner circle, his allies now, all urging him to give some kind of explanation. One ally saying Ford has to put a stop to this, and he's really the only one that can do that. So, Nancy, we will all be listening very eagerly at 1 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, I think that's an understatement. Lots more interest in the radio show today. But let's talk more about this radio show. We know that Rob Ford and his brother Doug have gone on the airwaves quite often. How have they used this radio show actually to defend the record and for Rob Ford to defend himself personally?
That's right. So it's a weekly radio show called The City. It's on a private radio station here in Toronto. In recent memory, we can only think of one example when the Fords didn't go on the airwaves. So this was back in May when the alleged video story first came out. No radio show. The following week, Ford and his brother Doug went on the airwaves. Doug Ford saying 80% of reporters are nasty son of a guns. Ford calling reporters a bunch of maggots. He did apologize for that. He did take calls from listeners. Only one caller asked directly about the video that time, and Ford said you can't comment on something that doesn't exist. So we know Ford has gone on the airwaves to defend himself, to flat out deny. So again, will we get that sort of tune again today? We'll have to wait and see.